Suppose your relative is in Hyderabad, you can meet every day. Isn't it? Relationship is very nice. Suppose that person lives in the US, you might meet once in 5 years, once in 10 years. Relationship is very less. Of course, today we have Skype and we have various things. So better relationship. But imagine 10 years back, 20 years back, it was one letter in 1 month. That's all there was. Nothing more. No email which goes instantly. So relationship becomes further away. So if you remember this example, you will remember that relative pronoun needs to be put next to the noun. So we say the students who learn English or who learn grammar improve their English. Or students who learn English can speak better. So these are the ways. Students and who should come side by side. If you say the students learn grammar who improve English, who is so far away, that sentence is gone. It is a wrong sentence. We can't use that sentence. Now, if the clause which is being joined by using the relative pronoun, it is called relative clause. The student who learn grammar is the relative clause. Just now we are studying phrases and clauses. So the relative pronoun joins a group of words. If it has a finite verb in it, it is called a relative clause. So the relative pronoun plus these words. The student is main sentence. Who learn grammar. 3 words are there. Learn is a finite verb. So it is a clause. Who learn grammar is a relative clause. Improve their English is the main sentence. So the main clause, students improve their English. Relative clause, who learn grammar. Are you able to follow? Now in this relative clause, suppose the relative clause is important to the meaning of the sentence, we call it as a defining relative clause. This is not very important. You know, for our communication skills, we don't require. But since it is there in your handout, I thought I'll tell you in brief. If the relative clause is not important to the meaning of the sentence, it is called as non-defining. You know, if students learn English, then only they improve. That means the relative clause is very important. It's a defining relative clause. That means the meaning of the main sentence is supplemented by the relative clause. If you learn grammar, then only you improve. Otherwise, you don't improve. Do you understand? Students who are sitting here want to attend the class. Non-defining. Students who are not sitting here also might want to attend the class. Students who are sitting here might not want to attend the class. Isn't it? Both possibilities are there. You are sitting here because it's a nice room. You don't want to attend. I'm not telling about you. I'm telling generally. Suppose this is a room. Nobody knows I'm a teacher. Nobody knows you're a student. We are all sitting in this room. So I say students who are sitting here want to attend the class. Now I don't know if all are students. So how can it be defining relative clause? All might not attend, isn't it? Therefore, we have to make a distinction that if the sentence is dependent on the relative clause, it is defining. If the sentence is not dependent, it is non-defining. These are used very rarely in our communication. We don't use much of this in either speaking or writing. So it's not a very important part. It's not like tenses. It's not like prepositions, articles, or noun, concord. These things are not important. So that is why we don't have to worry about them. Anyway, I will tell you orally. If it is not there, you can write down. The last topic which is mentioned in your heading here is conjunction, phrases, clauses. We've done. Have you followed? Now one last point is left, and that is concord, which I will explain to you. C-O-N-C-O-R-D. It means agreement of subject and verb. Subject-verb agreement. If subject is singular, verb has to be singular. Many competitive exams constantly give this. You know, GRE, GMAT, etc. All problems are problems of Concord. If you learn this, your English, written English improves. But I don't know much about competitive exams. Many mails come, Madam, can you give some coaching for IELTS? No. Can you tell us how to prepare for TOEFL? No. Can you tell us something about civil services English? No. I'm too busy at present to concentrate on preparing you for competitive exams. You know, my job is such that I have no time at all. Competitive exam teaching requires specialized training. They will tell you exactly how to get more marks. They will not tell you how to improve yourself. Nobody bothers about self-improvement in a competitive exam. They are all worried about cracking the exam, isn't it? So I don't have that skill. Please do not ask me how you can do it. Those techniques are not known to me. I believe in long-term self-improvement. If you want to improve your English, improve it. Jobs will come to you by self-improvement, not by learning. You know, those who finish TOEFL and go to different countries, go there, they can't speak a word of English, they still speak their own language. They have real problem talking to the people, native people there. They make a group of our own mother tongue and they speak Telugu only. No problem. Their English hasn't improved after getting, you know, a wonderful score in TOEFL. So that is only a technique for, you know, a means to an end. You want to go abroad, you do that. But it is not improving your knowledge of English, your ability to use English, your awareness of what is good language use in speaking and writing. So if we make a firm foundation, those exams will come automatically. But nobody has time, because we want to do the exam in 2 days. To learn English is 2 days is difficult. I told you, I've been teaching English itself for close to 40 years. I studied before that also. So you can imagine, if I could not learn it in so many years, I'm still learning it, then how can you learn it in 2 days? It's not possible. 2 days, 3 days, 1 week, 10 days, it's not possible. Learn it slowly. So whenever we have the subject, this problem comes only in the present tense form. In the present tense, we have 2 verbs, I have shown you. The singular verb is with S, the other verb is without S. You made a list also, which we corrected today. I told you, write down all the hundreds of verbs which you know and work out this table. You might not do now, but you will do later. Now, how to understand whether the subject is singular or plural? If it is a one noun, it's very easy, no problem. If I say that, you know, the lunch tastes excellent. I think you all had lunch yesterday. I didn't join you yesterday and today. Tomorrow I will join you. Now, if I say lunch, I cannot say taste. I have to say tastes. I have to use the S form. Lunch is one, singular. So instead of lunch, I can say it. So he, she, it, the verb form is S. So I gave you an example saying that the teacher and the students, we are using the verb which is for plural, which is for more, and that is agree. Now, the teacher, but not the students, agrees to this proposal. The teacher, one only, but not the students. So, although students is close to the verb, we say plural. We get confused. It says students, but look at the conjunction. The teacher, singular. Students, not, but not the students. So, students did not agree. Teacher agrees. Teacher agrees. By looking at this sentence, you feel it's wrong. concord. But we have to be very careful. Suppose you say the teachers, but not the students. Now teachers is also plural, students is also plural. Seeing the negative, you feel that should be singular, but it's not singular. It is plural because teachers is also plural, students is also plural. So you say the teachers, but not the students, agree to the proposal. Like that, we have to understand the meaning. The subject meaning, is it singular subject meaning or is it a plural subject meaning? Concord only varies in this form. Similarly, we have another aspect of concord which I explained to you yesterday while doing auxiliary verbs. I told you will and shall. The usual meaning, especially if we are using British English, when we use the word will with first person or we use shall with second and third person, it changes the meaning of the sentence. So we have to understand what is the agreement which is there between the subject and verb. Are we saying simple future? Then use first person shall, I and we shall, you, he, she, it, they will. Simple tense form, no problem. If it is not a simple tense form, then you make an exchange. You use will for first person, shall for second and third person, then you are making it into a promise or a compulsion, etc. Very often we do not keep this meaning. Therefore, when we are using the words, we might be communicating in a manner which is not correct. Remember that the most important thing about communication skills is, have we made the meaning clear to the listener or to the reader? If you're speaking, it is not you who's important. It is the listener who's important. So is your meaning clear to the listener? That is your aim. If you speak excellently and the listener does not understand you, then it is a waste. You know, sometimes teachers who teach other subjects ask many questions because as, you know, university professors, we go for many programs for training teachers, different parts of India, different subjects, etc. So they ask, if we pronounce the word correctly, none of my students will understand. So I have to pronounce it wrongly because they are used to the wrong pronunciation. Once an engineering faculty asked me that, you know, I give this example every day because I remember. C-I-R-C-U-I-T. Madam, how to pronounce? I said it's pronounced as circuit. No, I always teach by saying circuit. Because my students cannot understand if I say circuit, then they will all fail in electronics. So as I was telling you that for understanding, you know, for the other person's benefit we are using. So whenever you're learning grammar or you're learning anything, please remember that it should be easy to communicate with the others. Make everybody aware that this is the correct one. But in a context where it is not possible, use the other variety also. Knowing both varieties improves our ability with the language. Not only knowing the correct one, but being able to sympathize with the wrong one also. There is no need for us to be very rude or always saying this is correct, this is wrong. Sympathy is also very important for communication. We should not do it. Now, one aspect which I forgot to talk to you about, since 5 minutes are left, let me do that. And that is the condition. If I told you earlier, I'll do it, but I forgot. Conditional sentences. Okay, now it's, I think Aarti will start. I will finish. It's there, explanation is there in your handout. If it is a real condition, we call it as possible condition, where, you know, all the verbs are related to the future. Simple future is used here. It is a possible condition. If you learn grammar, you will benefit. That means it's a real condition. Time is there still to learn grammar. So we will improve by learning grammar. That is one. The other one is a condition where, you have a probable condition, but it might not be possible. Chances are there, but it is not completely true like the other one. So here you say that, if I had learnt grammar, I would have known English. If I had improved my English, I would have got a job. So this is there. It's a probable thing. There is also an impossible condition where you use the had tense. I told you already while doing past perfect. If I had performed well, I would have got the first rank. That is not possible anymore. It's an impossible condition. So one is possible, fully positive. One is probable, 50-50. And the other is fully impossible. Only visualizing the past. These three conditions are often used. It is always better to use the first one. The other two we use very rarely. Okay? These are as many as we have done today. Now whatever is left, we will divide into half and half and do tomorrow half a session. So tomorrow's break we might take by about 10:15. So that from 10:30 to 12, the field is open to all of you. Now, when you have time after lunch, I don't know if you're going to meet. Okay, yesterday you had a little time. Today, I don't know whether you have or not. Our friends will tell us. Please make a list of people who are going to speak tomorrow. Please make a list of people who are going to speak day after tomorrow. Divide yourselves into equal halves based on the strength today. And if all of you who raised your hands saying you'll bring your friends, please add them equally to tomorrow and day after. Otherwise, leave many slots for your friends day after tomorrow and keep all of you who have attended 2 days in tomorrow's slot. Like that, planning should be perfect. No time gap should be there because it will be recorded. And remember that your speech will be seen by 20 lakhs. Okay, that's the number they gave me, so it is there fixed in my mind. So sooner or later, 20 lakh people would have seen you speaking. So prepare well. As far as possible, speak and do not read. Okay, try to speak. Speak about something which comes to you naturally. Speak about yourself. But all must speak for 3 minutes. Madam said, speak about myself. So you come here, you take the mic and say, I'm so and so, I live here and I'm doing this. 3 sentences, finished. I go and sit down. Even if you speak about yourself, please time it. If you don't have a watch, you have a cell phone. Cell phones are doing many jobs today. We don't need a watch anymore. We don't need a camera anymore. We don't need a computer anymore. Our cell phone is doing all jobs, multitasking. So please do that. Time yourself, practice at home, speak loudly 10, 20, 30 times, then you come and speak here. Okay? Don't come fresh and start reading from your paper. Right? Reading from your paper is not communication. We are interested in communication. Okay, will you do that? I have great faith in you, so please do that. Today 9 to 12, I told you many things with a 15-minute break, I think. Is that all clear? Any difficulty? Anything which I am saying which you cannot understand? See, I don't know because I am only speaking. But my entire communication is for your benefit. If you don't benefit, at the end of 4 days you say, madam, we could not understand one word also. Then it is a waste, isn't it? So please analyze yourself. every half an hour, every 20 minutes, and say, am I able to follow what is happening here? Okay? Thank you.